Yo, what's up guys? We're back with another video. In today's video, it's not going to be one of my normal videos. I'm going to say before I start telling the story, because it's going to be like a story time thing, I'm going to say before I start it, viewer discretion is advised. So my dad was on the reason I haven't been posting recently, or kind of not been posting recently, is because first I was sick. But then my aunt passed away, which I went to like her celebration of life, or like kind of funeral-ish thingy. But it was celebrating her. They'll have sideshows of the people and stuff of them sometimes. But the part is after that, on the day right after Valentine's Day, my dad was letting our dog out, and then I gotta go mute this music. That's not the kind of music I want when I'm telling this story. But, yeah, my dad was just letting our dog out, and, there was this dude, because it was like a really, really nice day, and there was this dude, and he was like a little bit more of an older dude, but my dad almost said, "Hi, are you just enjoying the nice weather?" to him, but he didn't because, like, he was focusing on our dog, obviously. But this dude, he was just sitting on the side of the curb, and my dad was the only one out there. Like, it was no one else except him and another lady that was driving her car. But, so, even though I'm looking at the camera, in my peripherals, I can still see my cosmetic stand. But it was basically like that for him. He was looking at my dog, but in his peripherals, he could still see everything the dude was doing. So out of nowhere, the dude pulls out a .45 caliber gun, which is a pistol, and boom, boom, shoots himself just like that out of nowhere. And my dad saw that entire thing, and he thought it was an accident, like a misfire or an accident at first, because it was all in one swift motion. It wasn't like boom. It wasn't like that. It was like just boom. Like it was quick. It wasn't in the head. It was there. But my dad thought it was like a little pistol because it wasn't very loud. He couldn't even hear it. Turns out, like I said, it was a .45, which is a pretty big. It's one of the bigger pistol calibers. But my dad was traumatized for the rest of the day, and this dude, turns out he actually had some dementia problems, and from what I heard though, he was actually like a pretty nice dude, in reality, but he also had dementia problems, and he had apparently just recently been put on some dementia, like medicine or something like that for like Alzheimer's or something, but he had been put on some dementia medicine, obviously, and he had. It's gonna move this whole conversation. Don't hear can probably cut that part out. But trying to do this while I'm talking. But the dude had recently been put on some dementia medicine for obvious reasons, and I think that because that might have been part of it, because whenever I get ads, or like sometimes on my TV it'll just be like on like the news or something, it'll be an ad and it'll say it's like for a dementia ad or something, they'll always usually say Um, Side effects may include suicidal thoughts or actions. So I think that might have been part of it. I don't know what he was on, but turns out he like hadn't been like his daughter didn't even know he had a gun, and his son came to visit him like every so often, not like very much. He wasn't visited very much probably, and he probably wanted to do it in public in front of not any kids. He also had one bullet in the gun just for that one purpose, so some random kid wouldn't come up and be like, oh look, it's a cool toy gun, pew, and then actually shoot someone. So that was kind of considerate of him, but then my dad's kind of traumatized, so that part isn't really considerate of him. But he will, my dad is fine now. He doesn't really think about it that much. But the person on 911, because my dad was the first person to call 911, the person on 911 said, do you know CPR? And he said, yeah, because my dad does know CPR. It's just CPR wouldn't have helped because the thing CPR is supposed to restart is your heart. The thing is, the dude shot himself in the heart. So you can't really, there's nothing you really could have done. And the officer or an investigator that he talked to, because obviously you have to have an investigator with that kind of stuff, said, yeah, there's really nothing you could have done in that case. But it was sad. It was a sad day, but it feels kind of sucky. Why do my controllers keep DCing? It kind of feels sucky that that dude was, that's what he felt like he had to do. Oh yeah, so if I keep doing that, DCs. Okay, but so that sucks. Okay, that sucks because he is just kind of traumatized, but he's better now. My dad isn't really super traumatized. He doesn't think about it that often anymore. And yeah, also I like that's one of the reasons. And then the whole my aunt passing away thing, um, those two, and then me being sick, obviously, is one of the reasons. So I'm sorry I haven't been posting that much. This video isn't really, it's kind of important, but, not super, super important. You don't, I'm just, like, so lucky to have you guys. And people like the bearded dad, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of his case, but he committed suicide. But he was one of the, like, it seemed to be one of the happiest people on the internet. He was a TikToker, but he seemed to be pretty happy. But people off screen are completely different people and could be depressed or have their own problems going on, but they seem happy on screen. And that's, and also, guys, Jesus is always the way. Always believe in Jesus. Never be like, why did you do this to me? Why do good people have bad things happen to them? Don't ever be like that. Instead of like looking at all the bad stuff, look at the good stuff. And if you look at the good stuff, never look down. Always look up, because if you're looking up, you're always looking at the good stuff, and you're always looking at Jesus. And Jesus is like just the way to go, because Jesus always has a path for you as long as you believe in him. And things that are hard, like this, hardships he puts us through, are all for a reason. You, like, I would not be the person I would not be the person I am today if I wouldn't have went through these hardships that I've had so far. Like that situation, even though it wasn't directly me, It's like just seeing my dad, because I saw my dad like literally crying. Seeing this, and then I've had to move several times because prices have went up and up and up for houses, and that means tax go up and up and up. Even if we're not making more and more money, the price still goes up. So we had to move to townhome, but it's better because now we're all closer together. But we still have enough money to get by and stuff. But I am just grateful for Jesus. Always go in the path of Jesus. Always follow his lead because he has the right way. He has the right way set for you. And things may seem tough at times, and they can be, but as long as you always follow out in Jesus, as long as you always follow Jesus, things will always come out good for you as long as you're focusing on the positive stuff in Jesus instead of the negative stuff and bad things, because then everything will just go downhill. Just always trust in God and Jesus because they have your path set for them as long as you accept them and you are like following in them, but just always believe in them. They have their path set for you, because instead of being like, why did you do this? This is no fair. Why do us good people who've done everything right have bad things happen to us? Instead of being like that, you have to be like optimistic about it and be like, this is always going to turn out well as long as I have faith in Jesus, because he has the right path set for me. As long as I keep focusing on him and following the path he has set for me, it will all always be okay. So yeah, guys, this is gonna be the end of the video. Hope y'all did enjoy. Please do please do leave a like and subscribe. Hope y'all have a good day. God bless, and always remember, guys, there's someone who loves you, such as me. Peace.